Mudfossils, Part 2, The Great Awakening, Unit 2, Continued Points of Study. More evidence. Why is geology wrong? Why are mud fossils correct? Why would they lie? And what secrets do mud fossils reveal to us about our realm? Geology and science, giving us a false theory of how the planet is constructed by these multiple layers of dirt and earth gathered up with these dinosaur bones hidden beneath the surface. However, when you examine dinosaur bones, they always seem to be just under the topsoil. The mud flooded buildings of the old world are always at a much deeper depth than these dinosaur discoveries. This is a red flag when believing the deceptions of the controllers. Science and the globe. Science always seems to prove the things needed to control the people and keep them from finding God and Jesus Christ. This can be proven by research and the things we as researchers have uncovered. Mud fossils are proving that science is never the way to examine things. Money controls science, and science controls our realm and the perception of reality. Dinosaurs. Science will tell you about dinosaurs and that they lived millions and millions of years ago. This deception is very important when trying to discover the truth. Immediately, this goes against the Bible and biblical accounts. But dinosaurs are needed to prove the theories of evolution and act as a cover for finding large bones throughout our realm. Evolution. Evolution is not proven. It is a theory that was created by Freemason Charles Darwin. Freemasons are a satanic organization. Purpose is to push the satanic agendas of the New World Order, disproving God with science, rewriting history, and keeping people controlled and from finding the truth backed by fact. The Big Bang is also a theory. Its sole purpose is to take the hands out of God's creation and put it into the hands of science and scientists. These unproven theories are used to indoctrinate the people and pull them away from God's creation. The Bible, which we are now proving is factual, answers these questions. The theories of science will use half truths to create a false paradigm and fool the science believers into living in a false reality. The Bible says there were giants in the earth. The Bible says the earth is fixed, it is flat, and it is covered with a dome or a firmament. And the Bible says that God created man directly. Science will tell you the opposite. It's God's creation versus satanic science and Masonic theories. The religion of science. Science is the religion of the satanic elite. Anything done can be justified by science, and the reasoning for committing horrific acts against God are always to push science forward. From human or animal cloning, genetic experimentation, eugenics, genocide, vaccinations, all are done with science in mind and never God. Most scientific discoveries are done by Freemasons or Jews. This is for a specific reason: push the idea of an elite or genetically superior race. But those highly educated can understand science, but a child can understand God, and it is that simple. Faith in science or faith in God. Faith in science or the belief in science requires faith, the same as belief in God. However, God can be proven or witnessed by those who have the eyes to see, where theories of science will never be proven. Mud fossils, flat earth, Tartaria, the mud flood, quantum experiments all prove God. More science tries to prove its theories, the more God is seen and proven. The mud fossils are the key. When you understand mud fossils and the fossilization process, you can begin to see the world in a different way. Miles tall creatures and people, along with miles tall trees, would be impossible on the globe model. Once you understand this, the world will focus and you will see how everything connects. These mud fossils are everywhere, proving the existence of giants and all the biblical accounts that we have heard. Evidence supporting the claim. If you watched part one, you saw many pictures of giants and gigantic forms of life. Geology will always dismiss the claims we make and will give the explanation of random geological formations. This blanket claim of geology never needs to be questioned because it comes from science and scientists. But when you ask the questions, no one ever provides answers. This is the same for out of place artifacts, and anything that goes against the claims of history or geology are discounted or not acknowledged. This is a red flag. This is a photo from NASA, and it's supposedly of the North Polar Dunes of Mars. Is this a random geological formation or a massive fossilized creature? Here in this series of photos, I think this is from Arizona. I am not sure 100%, but geology and geologists would say this is random geology, but it was a gigantic creature. Here's some more pictures of the skin coming apart and slowly decomposing from this fossilized creature. There you can see a guy on the corner there, but these things were massive, Titan-sized creatures. The great dragon or the Leviathan. Were these giant creatures dragons? Are they the ones responsible for the melted buildings, the mud flood, and the fall of the old world? It is a possibility that must be considered. Giant dragons would have melted the buildings, and then through God's mighty sword, they were killed and then became fossilized. Here you can see the island of Japan. And when you look at ancient accounts and images, you can see that it was the corpse of a dead dragon. If you're familiar with Roger Spurr and Mudfossil University, you should know about the giant dragon across the continent of Africa. If you are not aware, I would suggest taking a look at his research, but here's a still image. If you kind of stand back and look, you can see the dragon. Here's what we're seeing when we see this dragon. And this is continent sized, impossible on a globe, but it is very apparent that it was a dragon. Here you see early map of California as an island. And then after this mud flood event or the possible invasion by these giant creatures, the island was gone. Now, I have found on Google Earth, if you look, it looks to be a ginormous squid creature that has been beached on this thing and died and became fossilized. Here's kind of what I'm. You can see the entire Central Valley of California is this giant squid creature. Here's another diagram of what I'm kind of seeing. This is a good place to end the part 2 of my mud fossil video. I hope this helps connect a few more dots. If a third video is requested, I will make one. If you like this video and want to support my research, please leave a like, follow, or subscribe. Leave any questions or comments you might have. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed. You can find me on Instagram or on Twitter or X in the box below. And on the right, I'm at Mudfossil Research and Truth and Mudfossil Truth and Research. You can find The Great Awakening on Lulu.com, Great Awakening Unit 1, Timeline of Historical Events, Great Awakening Unit 2, Continued Points of Study. There's an ebook, and you can get both versions, Unit 1 and Unit 2, in a combined version, which is the way to go, I would say. You can find me on Rumble and BitChute at Modern American Gangster and on YouTube at Mudfossil Research and Truth. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed.